Right, welcome to game number 11 in this 1995 Braves replay. So I'm replaying the 1995 season using the game of dice baseball. And in this game we have the Phillies once again at the Braves. This is going to be game number 3 of 4. The Braves have taken the first two in this series. In real life, Philadelphia actually took, they swept the Braves in this series. The Braves are 7-3. Heading into this one and atop the NL East. So let's get into the starting lineups for Philadelphia. It's Dykstra in center, Mickey Morandini at second base, Greg Jefferies hitting third and left, Dave Hollins, the cleanup batter, at first base, Darren Daulton comes in and makes a start at catcher, Charlie Hayes at third base, Mariano Duncan hitting seventh and playing short, Gary Varsho getting the start in this one in right field. And the pitcher is Curt Schilling. Schilling, 17 starts. I suppose this is his rookie year. 7-5 record, 3.57 ERA, 116 innings pitched, 114 strikeouts. So we all know what Schilling's career turned into. And he was that from the beginning of his career. So A-plus matchup here with Greg Maddux. For the Braves, it's their typical order, -1. Marquis Grissom in center, Jeff Blauser at short, Chipper Jones playing left again, Freddie McGriff, cleanup hitter playing at first base. Dwight Smith gets the start in this one in right field, so Dave Justice gets a day off. Jose Oliva at third, Javi Lopez catching, Mark Lemke at second, and Gregory Maddux is the pitcher. Maddux, 1.63 ERA in 28 games started. He was 19-2, Cy Young winner, 209 innings or 209 and 2/3 innings, only 23 walks in 200 plus innings, only gave up 8 home runs as well. So a 23% K percentage, a 3% walk percentage for Maddux. Maddux has had one pretty bad start and one really good start. So we'll see which Greg Maddux shows up today. All right, we got Greg Maddux against Dykstra, Morandini, and Greg Jefferies. Got my game chart, my game engine chart over here. Got my game guide here with all of my charts in it. And we're underway with the first pitch in this one. This is going to be a strikeout from Maddux as he gets Lenny Dykstra looking. Puts that fastball right on the inside corner. And it comes back over the plate. Lenny Dykstra. Can't believe it. He's the first out of the inning. Mickey Morandini stands in. Morandini, this is going to be a line drive, and that goes to the second baseman. So the second baseman is Lemke, and he's going to squeeze it for the second out as Morandini gets jammed and lines out to Mark Lemke. 2 down, nobody on. Greg Jefferies stands in. A 22. Are his doubles greater than 30? They actually are greater than 30, so that's going to be a 2-bagger for Greg Jefferies as he hits this one down the right field line, pulls it into the corner, and that is going to be 2 bases for Greg Jefferies. Jefferies 306 average with 11 home runs back in 1995. So runner in scoring position for Dave Hollins, the first baseman. He's batting left-handed against the right-hander Maddux. 25 is going to be a strikeout, and Maddux bears down and gets him with a perfect pitch on the corner, and he is struck out looking. So Philadelphia gets one on in scoring position, but they can't knock him in, and that's going to take us to the bottom of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on, no walks for the Phillies in the top of the first. Bottom of the first against Schilling, it'll be Grissom, Blauser, and Chipper Jones. 36 will be grounded hard, and that's to the second baseman. That will be Duncan. I believe. Was it Duncan? No, Morandini. Morandini makes a nice play and gets the ball over to Hollins at first. And Marquise Grissom is down on that sharp grounder. Jeff Blauser in now. 25 will be a line drive. That also to second base. So this is looking very similar to the first inning. So that's going to be a line out to Morandini. Morandini making both of the plays so far in the inning. Brings up Chipper Jones. Chipper 265 average. This is his first 600 plate appearance, full season in the majors. A 56 is going to be a fly ball. That's out to right center field. Ranging over is the right fielder Varsho, and he'll make the play in right center. And that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Curt Schilling. As we head to the top of the second, no score. And for the Phillies, it's going to be Dalton, Hayes, and Mariano Duncan. A 55 is a home run chance. Are his home runs greater than 30? His home runs are not. He only had 9. So that's going to be a 2-bagger, though, as he smokes one to the opposite field over the left fielder's head. So that's going to be Chipper Jones, who can't get back on it. And cruising into second base is going to be Darren Dalton. So Dalton is second. 2 doubles in the game for the Phillies. Nobody out, a runner at second base, and Charlie Hayes. Let's see if we can he can knock anybody in. 56 is going to be a fly ball. That's right to Chipper. Chipper's under it, and he makes the play. A can of corn out and left. No advance from the runner, and that's going to be 1 out. Mariano Duncan stands in, 286 hitter, and 201 plate appearances. A 12 is going to be a liner. That is a line drive to left field. No, I'm sorry, to center field. And no advance again on the play. As Duncan lines out, he's out number 2. And that'll bring up Gary Varsho to the plate. Varsho getting his first start of the series. Although I think he's gotten in as a pinch hitter at least once. 252 average and 113 plate appearances, so part-time player, 72 games for the 95 Phillies. A 26 is going to be a strikeout, and Maddux comes back after giving up the leadoff double. And he gets Varsho swinging through a beautiful changeup. And the Phillies strand another runner. And we'll see if that comes back to bite them in this one, as they've stranded 2 in scoring position against Greg Maddux. That brings up Fred McGriff, Dwight Smith, and Jose Oliva for the Braves in the bottom of the second. Schilling to McGriff. 35 is going to be a fly ball. That's out to straightaway right field. And no problem out there for Varsho as he makes the out for out number 1. Fred McGriff cooling off a bit from his early season hotness. Dwight Smith is next. Smith, part-time player, 103 games, 252 average. Nice player off the bench for the Braves that season. Is the pitcher's whip less than 1? His whip is not less than 1, so that's going to be a base hit for Dwight Smith as he ropes one over the third baseman's head. Cutting it off nicely is the left fielder Jeffries, keeping Dwight Smith to a single. Smith, not any great speed, so we're just going to leave him there for the moment. That brings up Jose Oliva. Oliva, just a 156 average in 48 games that he got into. He's had a couple of big hits, though, so we'll see. 16 are the pitcher's hits greater than 240. They're not, so that's going to be a walk. And Schilling, not a super high walk number. It's average. Only 26 walks in 116 innings. But he walks Oliva here. And we have runners at first and second with 1 out. And Javi Lopez to the plate. Lopez with a 26. That's going to be a grounder with an asterisk, and that is a double play, and that's going to get the Phillies out of the inning. The double play goes to the second baseman, so we're going to go Morandini to Duncan to Hollins. And that's going to be an ending rally killing double play. And that's a tough one for the Braves. They get 2 on with 1 out. And Lopez grounds into the 4-6-3 double play. Nice pitch by Schilling. So we head to the top of the 3rd inning. It's still scoreless. Curt Schilling, the pitcher, is up. And then we'll be back to the top of the order with Dykstra and Morandini. Schilling, a decent hitter, 175. He was 7 for 40 as a hitter in 17 games. You can see he had a couple of doubles, 3 RBIs. A 15 is the K percentage of the pitcher greater than 20. It actually is. And so that's going to be a strikeout as Curt Schilling strikes out looking. The Mad Dog gets him on another beautiful pitch. That is 4 Ks already for Maddux, which you don't think of Maddux as being like a huge strikeout guy, but he had 180 in 210 innings. All right, we got a 34 to Dykstra. Are his hits less than 100? They are, so that's going to be a hard grounder. And that goes to the first baseman. So Freddie McGriff, he'll go ahead and take that to the bag himself as he makes a nice stop. That's out number 2. And Lenny Dykstra is down for the second out. He's now 0 for 2 in the game. Brings up Morandini. Morandini lined out in his first at bat. 14 is going to be a fly ball. This is out to straightaway center field. Marquise Grissom camps under it, squeezes it for the out, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Maddux, his first of the game. And he shuts down the Phillies in the 3rd. No runs, no hits, no walks, no errors, nobody left on. And we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Schilling squeezed out of trouble in the last inning, but he's going to be facing Lemke, the pitcher spot, and Marquise Grissom. Let's see how he handles this. So 24 is going to be a base knock for the Limmer. And that's a base hit into the gap in left center field. Cutting it off is Jeffries, and he'll keep Lemke to just a single. We got Maddux up. He's going to sacrifice. Let's go ahead and get our sacrifice chart out. Okay, we'll roll. RD, like it's stopping things. A 10, unsuccessful. It's a pop out. It's a double play on the lead runner. I shot myself in the foot. I had a 1. So as it is, he is going to pop out to 7 to the 3rd baseman. So that's going to be a P5, and then I don't know how you score that, but it's a double play on the lead runner, so he is out. So this is out number 1, out number 2. And I don't know how you mark that. 5-3, I guess. I don't know. But either way, terrible bunt. The 3rd baseman comes in. Lemke was too far off the bag, and he gets doubled up. Not a great play for the Braves. So that's going to be a grounder that is tapped right out in front of the plate as Grissom. 2 ground outs in this one, and that's going to be out number 3. So Schilling, matching Greg Maddux, pitch for pitch in this one so far, through the first 3. It's going to be Jeffries, Hollins, and Dalton, heart of the order for the Phils. We got a 14. A 14 is going to be a fly ball, but that's a rare play, so let's go ahead and roll against that. We can go ahead and pull up our rare plays here. A 1, hit into the right center field gap. The right fielder dives head first and makes the catch. This is going to be Dwight Smith out in right field. All runners hold. The right fielder hit his head though on the turf, and he is going to be injured for the rest of the game. So Dave Justice had a day off, but he is not going to have a day off now, as he's going to have to replace Dwight Smith in right field. Smith out for the game. Justice enters into his spot. In the 4th inning. All right, so Dwight Smith injured. He makes the catch, so that's going to be an F9. And he makes a great catch in right center field, but pays the price as he hits his head on the turf. And it's going to be just 1 game for him, out for this game, and he'll be available for the next game. So next up is going to be Dave Hollins. With nobody on and 1 out, a 66 is the wild pitches greater than 5. He only has 1. So we go to the rare chart for the pitcher. Got our rare chart here. 5, catcher's interference. Batter goes to first. So that's going to be an error on Javi, and the batter's going to go to first. So we have 1 on and nobody out. It'll be Darren Dalton to the plates. Dalton is 1 for 1. He had a double back in the 2nd inning. See everything okay? So, I don't want everything to get too far out of whack here. So Darren Dalton with the 24, that's going to be a base knock. He's 2 for 2. And let's see, Holland's speed is not great, so we're just going to go station to station with him. So we got runners at first and second now. Again, runners on base in scoring position, and we'll see how the Mad Dog handles this. Only 1 out. 13 is going to be a foul out, and that goes to the first baseman. So Maddux jams Charlie Hayes and gets him on the fists, and that's going to be a foul out to 3. No runner advancement on the play, and there are 2 outs in the inning. Charlie Hayes has to go where many a batter has gone, getting jammed by that inside fastball from Maddux. We got a 26 here, and Maddux finishes off the inning with a strikeout looking. That is on Mariano Duncan. And again, pitcher in this game slithers out of trouble as the Phillies get 2 on with only 1 out and cannot advance them. So Maddux bears down and gets through the inning. And we're headed to the bottom of the 4th inning. Curt Schilling will be facing off against the middle of the order. It'll be Blauser, Jones, and McGriff. 2, 3, 4 for the Braves. 34 are the hits less than 100. They are. So that's going to be a hard grounder. So you can see his hits are only 91. So that's going to be a hard grounder to who? Hard grounder to third. And Charlie Hayes is there to make the play. He gets it over to Hollins. And that's going to be out number 1 on a hot shot down to third. Hayes earns his paycheck on that one. Chipper Jones now up. Chipper is 0 for 1. He flied out to right field in his first at bat. 56, going to be another fly ball, this time to left center field as he goes the opposite way. In left is going to be Greg Jeffries, and he ranges over into the gap to make the play, and that's going to be out number 2. Brings up Freddie McGriff. Big left-handed bat against Curt Schilling. 280 average, 27 home runs, 93 RBIs. He's got a chance for a double here. Are they greater than 30? They are not, and so that's going to be a base knock. Into straightaway center field, just right up the middle for Freddie McGriff. And he's on with a 2-out single. Brings up Dave Justice getting his first at bat. He came in the top of the 4th for the injured Dwight Smith. 36. Is his average greater than 299? It is not, and so that's going to be a hard grounder to the third baseman. Charlie Hayes up with it and over to first, and he'll take the out at first, and that is all she wrote for the Braves in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nice job by Schilling and Maddux both as we go scoreless into the top of the 5th inning. Maddux can go 28 batters. He's only not even to 19 yet, or 18. Same for Schilling, so expect these guys, unless they get into trouble, to be able to go pretty far. 15 is going to be a soft ground ball to third. Coming in hard on it is Oliva. He gloves it and gets it to first in time for the out to get Varsho. Up is the pitcher, Curt Schilling. Schilling 175 average. He's got a 22. 22. Are his doubles greater than 30? Definitely not. And so that's going to be a single to just past the shortstop as he smokes one into left center field. And at first base is Curt Schilling. So 1 down. Runner at first. Lenny Dykstra to the plate. Dykstra 0 for 2. Grounded out his last at bat. 44 is the whip of the pitcher less than 1. It actually is less than 1, so that's going to be a short fly ball to left center field. Coming in hard on it is the center fielder. So on a 4, that's going to be the center fielder in left center field. And that'll be out number 2 as Grissom comes in and makes the running catch on that dying quail from Lenny Dykstra. Runner still at first base, no advancement there. Mickey Morandini stands in, left-handed batter. He is going to ground out to the third baseman. That'll be Oliva. As Oliva gloves it over to first, and that's going to be the third out. So Philadelphia gets another base runner. They can't move them around, and they strand 1. In the top of the 5th inning, still scoreless as we go to the bottom of the 5th. It's Jose Oliva, Javi Lopez, and the Limmer, Mark Lemke. Oliva with a walk his last time up. This time, is the pitcher's average less than 240, his batting average against? It is, and so that's going to be a hard grounder instead of a triple. So, pays off to have the good pitcher, and a hard grounder to shortstop, and the shortstop is Duncan. He makes the play to his left, spins and throws, and gets his man at first. Jose Oliva down as the first out of the inning. It's going to be Javi Lopez to the plate. Lopez hit into a inning-ending double play his last time up. A 33 here. Is the batter's K percentage greater than 15? It is, and so that's going to be a strikeout as Curt Schilling gets Javi Lopez looking. He was looking fastball. He got the slider, and He strikes out for out number 2. Nice pitch by Schilling. The limmer is up. He singled in his last at bat. Is the pitcher's average listed to 240? It is. So he avoids yet another triple and is going to ground out to hard to the third baseman, I believe. Yeah. So that's a hard grounder. A shot the opposite way that Charlie Hayes handles, and he gets it over to first. A 1-2-3 inning for Curt Schilling. And we head to the top of the 6th inning. Still no score in this one. Good pitching battle between Greg Maddux and Curt Schilling. It'll be the middle of the order for the Phillies: Jeffries, Hollins, and Darren Daulton. 34 is the pitcher's batting average greater than 299. It is way less than that, so that's going to be a strikeout for Mr. Maddux. And that's a strikeout looking on Greg Jeffries. Jeffries now 1 for 3 with a double. Dave Hollins in this game is 0 for 2. He got on with the catcher's interference in his last at bat. 16 is the batter's hits. Are the batter's hits greater than 130? They're not. And so that's going to be a grounder to the third baseman, just a normal grounder. And handling it is Oliva over to first. And that's going to be the third out of the inning. Darren Daulton, the catcher, walks up to the plate. He is 2 for 2. Got a single and a double. And he is the only one to figure Maddux out today. Here he's going to ground out to the third baseman. Oliva again, no issues with the grab, and he gets it over to the crime dog for out number 3. 1-2-3 go the Phillies in the top of the 6th inning. Going to the bottom of the 6th, it'll be the Braves sending up Maddux, and then back to the top of the order with Grissom and Blauser. Maddux popped out into a double play his last time up. But he gets to hit this time. 153 hitter in 28 games. 11 for 72. 15 is going to be a soft grounder. That's tapped to third. No issues there as the third baseman, Charlie Hayes, gloves it and gets it over to first base. The slow-footed Maddux is out number 1. Marquise Grissom stands in. Grissom is 0 for 2. He's got a couple of ground outs. Looking to get it out of the infield this at bat. 35 is going to be a soft grounder. He won't. This is going to go to who? This is going to go to the first baseman as he taps it down the line. And taking it to first himself, right by the bag, is going to be Hollins. And Grissom is out number 2. So Grissom hasn't hit the ball hard yet. And we'll see what happens. Jeff Blauser, 211 average, 12 homers in 1995. A 16 are the batter's hits greater than 130. They're not. So that's going to be a grounder to the shortstop. And making the play is going to be Mariano Duncan as he flings it over to first. 1-2-3 go the Braves in the bottom of the 6th. Good pitching matchup here between Curt Schilling, a young Curt Schilling, and a middle-aged Greg Maddux. Maddux can go 28. We're at 18. So here's 27 for each player. So still got a little bit of time here for the pitchers. We'll see how they respond in the late innings. It's the top of the 7th inning. Last third of the game, and this will be a 45. A 45 is going to be a strikeout, and that is a strikeout swinging as Maddux gets Charlie Hayes on a looping curveball, and he can't catch it. That's going to be out number 1. Hayes now 0 for 3. Mariano Duncan, no luck either. He's lined out and struck out. He gets a line drive here, a line drive to the shortstop. Jeff Blauser jumps and makes the catch, and that's going to be out number 2. Duncan thought he had a base hit, and it was Blauser who jumps up and takes it away. Gary Varsho, in right field in this game. He's batting left-handed against Maddux. 66, there's a chance for a home run. Are his home runs less than 8? Way less than 8. He didn't have any home runs, so that means he is going to ground out. Right back to the pitcher, and that's super fitting with Gregory Maddux, as he completes the 1-2-3 inning by throwing it over to Fred McGriff. Maddux, I don't know that he won every single Gold Glove when he pitched, but almost every Gold Glove, every year he pitched, he was the winner as a pitcher. It's pretty phenomenal. You see the picture of him with all his Gold Gloves. A great pitcher, always put himself in perfect position to make every play, and he induced a lot of soft contact, so, you know, he was a good one. Okay, for the Braves in the bottom of the 7th inning, it's going to be Chipper Jones, Fred McGriff, and David Justice. If they're going to make a move, seems like this is where they would make the move. A 46 is going to be a deep drive. That's out to dead center field, as Chipper Jones gives this one a ride, and out in center field is Dykstra, and he makes the play just short of the warning track on the run, and Chipper frustrated because he knew he got that one. Nice play out there by Lenny Dykstra. Brings up Freddie McGriff, and McGriff with the grounder. This is tapped out in front of the plate. Making the play is going to be Darren Dalton, as he gets McGriff. And that's going to be out number 2. McGriff now 1 for 3 on the day. Justice is 0 for 1. He entered into the game in the 4th inning. And let's see if he can untie this one. A 12 is going to be a line drive. That is a line drive to right field. Coming in hard on that is the right fielder, Gary Varsho. And he makes a shoestring catch out in right to steal a hit from David Justice. 1, 2, 3 go the Braves in the bottom of the 7th inning. Excellent start from Curt Schilling. Schilling with a sub-4 ERA, 3.57 ERA in 17 games. Not as many strikeouts as you would think from Schilling, but he has been very efficient in the game. Maddux is coming up on his stamina, so somewhere in here, maybe his last inning, and we'll see. It's going to be Maddux against Schilling, Dykstra, and Morandini. 14 is going to be a fly ball. That's going to be a fly ball to left center field. Coming over is Marquise Grissom, and he'll make the play in left center field. Schilling is out number 1. And Dykstra 0 for 3, flied out in his last at bat. He's got a 34 here. Is the pitcher's average greater than 299? It is not, and so that's going to be a strikeout, another strikeout from Maddux. And he is going to strike out Dykstra looking. Second time that Lenny has struck out looking in this game, and Maddux just has his number. Brings up Mickey Morandini with 2 down and nobody on. Morandini 0 for 3. Or his home runs greater than 30, I can't imagine it. So that's going to be a double, as he rips a 2-out double into the left center field gap going the opposite way. And Morandini is going to stand up at second base with a 2-out double. Brings Greg Jeffries to the plate. Jeffries is 1 for 3. He had a double back in the first inning. Maddux with the pitch. A 23 will be a deep drive, and that's going to be a rare play deep drive. This could be a game changer. So let's see what happens on it. Boy, the pages are all stuck together. Alright, so on this deep drive, what happens? Hopefully a 1 or a 2. That'd be great. A 9. Driven deep to center field. The center fielder has a bead on it. He leaps at the wall and he catches it. The batter is out. What a great play from the center fielder, Grissom, as he went back jumped up at the wall and makes the catch. That could be a game-saving catch from Marquise Grissom. And Greg Jeffries frustrated as he goes back to the dugout. Maddux, you never know it by the way he looks, but breathing a sigh of relief underneath. Goes back to the dugout. Still 0-0 is our score. It's going to be Curt Schilling facing off against Jose Oliva, Javi Lopez, and the Lemmer. 25 to Oliva is going to be a line drive to center field. Coming in hard on it is Dykstra, and he'll make the play for out number 1. Jose Oliva thought he had a hit there, and Dykstra took it away from him. Brings up Javi Lopez. Lopez, 315 average, 14 homers, 51 RBIs in only 100 games in 1995. 36 on the pitcher side is going to be a hard ground ball that goes to the second baseman. So Javi Lopez smokes one, but he hits it right at Morandini. Morandini with a nice play on the short hop, and he gets his man at first. That's going to be out number 2. The Lemmer stands in against Curt Schilling. Lemke 253 average in 116 games played. The average here is less than 240, so that's going to be a hard grounder. But we got a rare play, so let's see how this turns out. It could be something good. Maybe it'll get by an infielder or something. All right, so we got our hard ground ball rare play chart. An 8. An 8 says it's a scorching one hopper to short. He can't handle it cleanly. The throw is late to first. So the one hopper to Duncan, he knocks it down. By the time he gets it back up, he can't get the Lemmer at first base. So that's going to be, we'll call it an infield single to the shortstop. So Lemke on base. We're going to have a pinch hitter here for Maddux. He's already reached his limit. So let's get Klesko into the game. Klesko can change this game with one swing. And he'll be facing Curt Schilling. Pinch hitter in the 8th. Terrific game by Maddux. We get a run here, he'll actually be on the hook for the win. Otherwise, he won't be there for anything. It'll be a no decision. 46, that's going to be a grounder, a little tapper right out in front of the plate. Catcher calls out the pitcher, and that's going to be out number 3. What an anticlimactic at bat, Klesko. All right, so we head to the top of the 9th inning. It is the Braves 0, and it is the Phillies 0. We're really deciding between these two here. No huge difference in the home runs per 9. We're going to put Greg McMichael in. His K percentage might have some effect here. I don't know. Might have some effect. I might be kicking myself for not putting Wohlers in the game. I'm not sure. So Maddux goes 8 innings. He is off the hook and can neither win nor lose this game. Greg McMichael comes in. He'll be facing the middle of the order. It's going to be Hollins, Dalton, and Charlie Hayes for the Phillies. A 23 is going to be a deep drive. This goes out to dead center field. Going back on it is Grissom, and he is going to make another nice play in center field as he reaches up at the last second and he robs Dave Hollins of 2 at least. Darren Dalton to the plate now. Dalton is 2 for 3 with a double and a single, And he hits a deep drive here to down the right field line. Into the corner is Justice on his horse, and he makes the play right at the warning track. Whew. Couple of close ones here. Charlie Hayes now. 2 down, nobody on. Hayes is 0 for 3. 56 is going to be a fly ball. This is a little bit closer to the infield. It's going to be, I'm sorry, it's a Chipper out in left that's going to make the play. It's a 2. So Chipper makes the play. Every outfielder got into that one. 3 up, 3 down inning for Greg McMichael, although he had the hometown crowd holding their breath a couple of times. And that's going to take us to the bottom of the 9th inning. We are going to get a replacement for Schilling. They're going to bring in their closer, Heathcliff Slocum. Eight innings for Schilling. And Slocum is going to be facing off against the top of the order. It'll be Marquise Grissom, Jeff Blauser, and Chipper Jones. A 33. This is trouble. Home runs per 9 greater than 1. They are definitely not. Oh, but that's going to be a 2-bagger. And where did it go? I don't know where it went. A double down the right field line. So Grissom takes a fastball out over the plate. He waits on it, and he is going to slide safely into second base. And the Braves are in business here. What we're going to do is we're going to play this for 1 run, and we're going to go ahead and try to bunt him over. Going to be a good boy and play good, solid fundamentals. Hopefully Jeff Blauser can get the bunt down. We'll see. We got our sacrifice bunt plays. 6 is going to be successful, and he is going to go over on the sacrifice bunt. And who does it go to? It goes to the third baseman. So we'll say 5-3 on the putout. Just like to keep that. I'm keeping track of like where balls going, all that kind of stuff. I'm using iScore after I do these to input the stats and all that kind of stuff. All right, so we got a runner at third base. We have 1 out, and the man of the hour is Chipper Jones. This is all set up for a Braves win. Let's see if it happens. We're going to play the infield in, and when we play the infield in, we've got our infield in strategies here. So with a runner, we have a runner at third base, and whether it's 1 or 2 out, or 0 or 1 outs, it's the same. So if we wind up with a ground ball, this is what is going to happen. So a 6 through 8, the runner at third is going to be safe. A 9, the runner at third is going to be thrown out on a rundown, and the batter is going to advance to second. 10 is going to be an error. That's going to be game over. 1 to 5 is going to be a fielder's choice, and on the fielder's choice, the runner at third is going to hold. This is only if there is a ground ball. Any other type of play, and we'll have to resolve it. Heathcliff Slocum, 1 out. Runner at third base. We got a 26, and a 26 is going to be a ground ball normal. And so this is going to be hit to the second baseman. So that's what we're looking at. We got a ground ball. Philly got the ground ball that they're looking for. Now we roll against this chart. And it's a 10. There's an error on the second baseman, and Morandini can't handle it. And that's going to allow the run to score. And ball game is over. So we're going to say E4. And he gets on via the E4. And that's going to end our ball game as the Braves win this one 1-0 on an error with the infield drawn in the 9th inning. As Morandini can't handle that hot shot from Chipper Jones batting against Heathcliff Slocum. And that is a great game. Every bit the pitcher's duel that we thought it might be between Schilling and Greg Maddux. Both go 8 innings of shutout ball. Slocum pitches just in third of an inning. He's going to take the loss. And nothing here. Nothing here. And Greg McMichael, with 1 inning of shutout relief, is going to get the win in this one. Beautiful game, beautifully played between the Phillies and the Braves. The Braves moved to 8-3 on the season, and they stay atop the National League East. I'll update those standings in another week or so of games, and then we'll get a sense as we're making our way through the season where everybody is. But the Braves stay hot. The Phillies thought they might be able to take one. They left a lot of runners on base and just couldn't drive them home when they needed to, facing Greg Maddux. He just bared down and took care of business whenever he got runners in scoring position. But, Schilling did the same thing and kept them right in the game. So this is a beautiful one. Phillies lose to the Braves 1-0. This is played with the Game of Dice Baseball. You can pick up seasons at thegameofdicebaseball.com. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section below, either about this specific game or about the Game of Dice Baseball. It's got sort of an old school throwback. You'll be able to get right into it, even if you haven't played much baseball before on the tabletop. And just need some sort of decider die. I use a D6 and a couple regular D6s and 1 D10. So nothing particularly fancy about the game, but it's got some unique gameplay and replayability to it. And then it comes with every single player carded for that season. Every player that got into a game, even if it's a pitcher got in and didn't get anybody out. He just pitched a game with no infinity ERA. We have those guys carded too. So everybody in every season, it's a replay gamer's dream. And you can pick up seasons from the 60s and 70s. We're up to about 10 seasons or so. And the 80s are coming. I finished 1986 or 7. And so I'm sort of working my way through the end of the 80s right now. And I think I'm on 87 right now. I just saw Bo Jackson's card, by the way, and it's phenomenal. It's terrific. And so those will be out soon. I'm just going to keep plugging away until I have that. You'll be able to buy the entire 80s as a decade and get a little bit off for buying it as a bundle, or you can buy each individual season if you don't want every single 80s season. Right now I've got them set at $7 a piece, so they're like Pez. Just get them and pop them. It's really a good deal because you can get over 1,000 cards for most of these seasons. As you get into more modern seasons, it's upwards of 2,000 individually carded players, and from both leagues and everybody that played in a game. Plus you get the game engine chart. Plus you get all of these. You've been seeing them here. I have strategy charts, but I have all of these rare, unusual plays as well. So for each of the individual types of outs, there are 10 rare and unusual plays. So it's really kind of a cool part of the game. Even for foul outs and errors and strikeouts, there are some rare, unusual plays. And then you have all the charts for player advancement and for bunting and any of the strategy plays, playing the infield in. There's every scenario for playing the infield in, and just kind of a lot of cool things that are going on with the game. Heavily charts based, so if you don't like that, then I'm sorry, but at least the rare play charts and the charts don't come into play all the time. I mean, you can see here most of the time I'm not referencing any charts. Everything is coming off of the one game engine chart, a single page, and then off of the cards for the most part. So it's actually a pretty small footprint for as many charts as are deciding things in the game. And hopefully you can get a sense of the flow of the game as I play it here. And plays quickly, plays very evenly, and allows great players to be great and not good players to be not good, and average players to sort of make the difference in the middle. Okie doke. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, click subscribe. This is game number 11 out of 100 and did they play 154? I think I keep putting 162, but they didn't play a full season This is after the strike year, so this was coming back from that, and I think they didn't start games until May, or just before May. So they didn't get a full 162 games slate in. I can't remember exactly. I want to say it was 150 or 154 games they played. So I'll have to go back and switch those up because it's not out of 162. So this is game number 11. The Braves are now 8-3. And if you haven't click subscribe, and you'll be notified of new videos whenever I post them. If you click that little bell icon, then you'll get notified in whatever way you want to, in the app or in the email, however you set up your notifications with YouTube. And so you can keep up. I'll probably do 1 or 2 of these a week, as long as I don't get too distracted. I'm kind of distracted with the Triple Threat basketball, a new basketball game that'll be coming out this week. You can check that out at triplethreatbasketballgame.com, and a full play basketball game. So if you're into basketball replays, it should be a really interesting and a fun game to play. A little different than my other basketball game, which is up-tempo basketball. Yeah, I think that's it. I appreciate everybody who has subscribed, who has purchased the game. I hope you're having fun with it. If you get a chance and you purchase the game, you get a chance to go back and leave a review. There should be an email reminder for leaving a review. Anytime you leave those reviews, it's helpful for me just to know how you feel about the game. And it makes me feel good when you say good things. But in reality, it's helping other people who go to the website and they're trying to decide, is this a high quality game or not? So whatever you can say about the game that would help other people, that's just helpful to them as a buyer, as a shopper who's looking to purchase the game themselves. So if it's been a good experience for you, I hope that you let it be known. If it hasn't been, I hope you let that be known too. I don't leave negative reviews off. I want people to have a fair shake at realizing, if there are some shortcomings of the game, you need to know these kinds of things. So be honest. It doesn't hurt my feelings, but when you're honest about it being great, that helps my feelings. So I think the game is a lot of fun, and I hope you do too. And it's probably my most complete baseball game that I've made. There's more to it. It leads you through it a little bit more, and I think it strikes a lot of the right notes for a modern baseball game. All right, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.